Good morning everybody and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall, and today it's all about rolling stock today. I've got a rolling stock update in general, new stock that's come online, I've got old stock that's come online, I've got also coaches, wagons and things like that that's come on. So it's all generally about rolling stock today in this video. And also, there's also been a special gift that's arrived on my doorstep. So I'm very looking forward to opening that and letting you know what it is. So stay tuned. So we're going to start off with a new layout, new loco which has been put onto the layout. There's two new locos that have turned up. This is the first of them. And here it is. So, just get a bit of a close up on it, if I can. There you go. So this is my first of my new locos, and it's a 66711, and it's called Sense, and it's a Batman 66. It's an aggregates livery, and it's also sponsored by GBRF, or part of the GBRF group. And I picked this one up off of eBay, and I didn't pay the full price for it, so I got this at a decent price. It's a bit of a pain trying to get the body off of this one, to be honest, compared to a lot of my 66s. And it's got a TTS sound chip in it. Now, what I wanted the reason why the sound has been on this one is to demonstrate, obviously it's got sound in it and the TTS chip. But there's something that I came across which I didn't know about these Batman 66. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The Hornby TTS 66 sound chip. Right, that's right. And that is, it works in conjunction with the Batman 66. It won't work with the Hornby, but it does work with the Batman 66, and the reason why it's to do with the lighting. If you look at your pamphlet for the Hornby TTS sound chip, function F25 says it's an auxiliary. Now, as it turns out, I just thought I'd give it a go, see if it did anything, and as it turns out, it did. And it's something that I just thought I'd let you guys know in case you weren't aware of it. Many of you probably were aware of it, but let's demonstrate the function shift 25, and it should be quite obvious. So there you go. So it wasn't a toot. The toot was I don't know why that was, but yeah, I think it's to do with my controller. But as you can see, the cab lights are on. Now, in the TTS sound chip pamphlet, it doesn't mention anything about cab lighting at all. So it just says sound, F1, and all the various sounds for all the various different functions. But there isn't anything specific to do with the cab lighting. So I've inadvertently found out that the Shift 25, which is the auxiliary on your TTS sound chip, if you have one, is to do with the cab lighting. So it's worth checking out if you do have a Batman 66 with a sound chip by TTS Hornby, is to check it out and see if it works for you. So let's turn it off. There you go, see, no horn this time. And we'll send her on her merry way. Now I should say I did buy this one because I've got a project in mind which will probably utilise this particular locomotive, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to buy it. So something else that's coming in online, she's coming into shop now. We're just going to forget the 70. That's just kind of just passing through. This is kind of a bit of a generation game. It's just coming through the picture. I'll stop when we get there. But basically some more wagons, and they're the ones at the back of this rake. And here they are now. So, if I'm just going to zoom out a bit so you can see them. So I picked up this twin pack from one of the new model shops here in Basingstoke. Well, in the Basingstoke area. I actually am in Alton, I should point out. And I picked this up, and these are second hand, these two, as a twin pack. And I just wanted to add them to the rake because I had a bit more space to fill up, and I just wanted to make two decent rakes of container wagons. So, so I picked up these two wagons as well. So what I'll do is I will send the 70 back round again, and I'll take the zoom off so you can just see how long the rake is as it comes through the shot. So the 70 is just coming into shot now with this fullest rake that I can have, the longest rake that I can have of containers. So just so you can see just how long this rake is in total. So I'm really pleased with this. Yeah, I love this rake. It's a good rake now, nice long rake. So next on my list of things to show you is just coming into shop now. And here we go. So the next on my list of things to show you is my Class 50. So this is superb, 50002, and basically this 50 I've had for some time now, and basically it's just been sitting in a box for a long time. It's one of my earliest 50s that I've had. Unfortunately, this particular 50 is also one of the early 50s that Hornby produced. So there were some issues with the colouring in terms of whether the blue was the right blue or not. And as you can see, it's much darker to the coach behind it. And also, because it was one of the early 50s, it suffered also from the Mazak issues that Hornby had with their early locomotives that when they switched from plastic to metal. And this had the Mazak issue. So one of the ends is slightly damaged. You wouldn't really notice it just by looking at it because for all intensive purposes, it looks absolutely fine. And it actually runs very well. Another issue that was with these early 50s is that there was some issues with the DCC board, the DCC on board it. In terms of the PCB board, some of the PCB boards were a bit iffy and didn't work with DCC. Luckily with Superb, I haven't actually had that issue. I put a standard decoder in it. There's no TTS in this one as yet, and it's working fine. So Superb is now back online, and if I just pull her forward slightly, and we'll take a little stop there. Okay, so something else that's new is this Mark II coach in the Network South East livery. I have two of these. I bought two. They're both in the same rake, so you'll see it passing through. So I got these also in the same place as I got these a few other bits and pieces. I should say, I can't remember what else I bought. I bought a lot from there. This is from the Hampshire models in Basingstoke. So I got 2 of these to add to this rake. So I've got a lovely rake, which I'll show you in a little while, which is completely network southeast. And this one is like a mixed bag, as you can see. So like I said, this is one of the Batman Mark IIs, and I've got 2 of these. So I'm going to move you on. And I'm going to stop you here at this coach, because this coach has never been out of the box. And the reason why, let me just explain to you that back in February, I went to FedEx, and no, I tell a lie. I went to Basingstoke in March, sorry. And yeah, that's right, I went to the Basingstoke Model Railway exhibition in March, where I caught up with a number of fellow YouTubers, including Gary from Cheeky Tech and Richard over at New Junction and a few others. And we had a great day there, and I picked up what Kernos were doing were a special twin pack of sort of intercity coaches branded as Network Southeast, as you can see the branding. And they also gave you an extra coach as well, which is 3 coaches. So the 3 coaches are actually on this rake as well, but they've never been out of the box until literally 2 days ago, because I was waiting for some additional coaches to go with it, which are the 2 Network Southeast ones I've just bought. So this is one of them that came from Kernos. The one in the middle here is a restaurant buffet car. I've had this one for some time, and that's a Mark 1. So here is the other Mark 2 by NAC that I purchased. And then the 2 on the end are the other 2 Kerno ones. And the brake that's on the end, sorry about the stutter, is the brake, which was the additional one that they gave me. So that completes that rolling stock back online. So next coming into view is my latest one to be put back into service as well, and this is another 50. And this 50 is called Dauntless, and as you can hear, it has a Hornby TTS chip in it. And I've had Dauntless for a long time, and as you can see, she's pulling a rake of Mark 1 coaches and 4 lemurs and 2 Batmans. The Batman ones is the brake on the end and the buffet. Now the thing to note about this 50 is that when I bought this 50 originally, and I bought this when I was at Beringer, it was an awful runner. It was smooth and it ran like all my 50s. The problem was it was so slow. It didn't have no guts in it whatsoever. And consequently, I never really ran her too much, and I always thought it just needed running in. And what I decided to do with this one is I put a TTS chip in it, as you can hear, and it made a monumental change to this locomotive. It really did. It completely changed it, totally. When I put it in, the TTS chip, it absolutely hated it. It was jumping around like anything. It jumped and it stuttered and it just wouldn't run properly. So what I've done is I've done this to a few locomotives, and it absolutely worked wonders with this one and the other one I'm going to show you. Is that this particular locomotive is absolutely super smooth now, and that's because I changed the CV setting on it. And the CV setting that I've changed was the motor algorithm 1 and 2, and on the table it says what the default is, and I think the default is 0, and I changed it to number 1, and it made an absolutely monumental difference to the way this locomotive runs. It is so much smoother, it is quicker, and it's almost changed the way that this locomotive runs totally, and it's just made a huge difference. And the point to make is that Dauntless here is one of the older 50s that Hornby made. And I had this with Lion as well. Lion was another one that when I first put the TTS chip, that was another one that suffered with jumping issues. I think the newer ones are slightly different. I can't remember. I think I didn't have any real issues with Monarch or my D400, which were the later releases by Hornby. But this is an older one, and all my older 50s tend to be very, very jumpy. But like I said, I've changed the CV settings, the CV setting on it, and it's absolutely made a monumental difference. I'll stick it on speed step 1. At speed step 1, and that is 128 setting. So, you know, there's no jumping at all. It's just so smooth. So these are my 2 Lima coaches going through. The Batman buffet car is the one coming into the shot now. But this rake is an old rake, it's just more to do with the 50 more than anything. And then we've got another 2 Lima Mark 1s with a Batman one on the end. So my next locomotive will be coming into the shot very, very shortly. Come on forward a bit. So here's my next locomotive, which has had some work, and this is Sir Edward Elgar 50007 in the green livery, with the red nameplates and red running numbers. This is hauling a rake of Pullman coaches, which was kindly donated by Alan and given to me by Alan over at Dragon Junction, with my buffet car in the middle, sandwiched in the middle there. So again, the reason why I'm showing you this is to do with Sir Edward Elgar itself. I did have it with a standard chip in it, but I did put, as you can hear, a TTS chip in it, since it's one of the special Eds liveries. So I thought I'd give it some TTS sound. So we're all building up to the 50s event, which Kev was asking me about. So I'm getting more and more 50s in line. They're all pretty much chipped now, all my 50s. Not all of them have sound, but the majority do. And the majority have TTS sound in it, barring 4 that I have with various others. Or 3 is it? I think it's 4, I think. So the thing to note with Edward Elgar was exactly the same as Dauntless. I put the TTS chip in it, and it was absolutely a pig. It just jumped and stuttered and spluttered, and it really wasn't smooth at all. Once again, I changed the CV setting motor algorithm 1 and 2 from 0 to 1, and once again it reinvented this locomotive, and now it's just super smooth. So let's see her go. So this is on speed step 1. So while we wait for Sir Edward Elgar to come round, let me just let you know a bit about the layout. The track is going to be changing. I'm changing the track plan. I'm going to change it to probably to double track because I'm having one or two issues which my container train has kind of highlighted. Basically, because they are my longest rake, they've been chafing on the corners, so I'm going to have to change it to double track. So let's just give her a good old So that's what I'm going to be doing soon. So my next loco that's coming into shot is my other new one. And some of you may recognise what it is, and some of you do actually know what it is. But here is my next new purchase. And here is a real brute of a locomotive. And this is 60044 Dolo. I believe that's correct. And the R number for this is R3605 TTS DB Schenker Class 60 with sound. So this is sound that is supplied by Hornby. So this is their twin track sound chip in it. So it come with it. I didn't fit this. This is how it comes out of the box. I do have another 60 in EWS with a sound chip in it, and it actually sounds better than this one. It's a TTS chip in that one as well, but the thing is that one's got a mega bass speaker in it. This one has the standard speaker. But in saying that, this sounds really, really good as well. I'm really pleased with it. One of the reasons why I bought this one is basically I've seen them a lot on YouTube, and I love the 60s on in the DB Schenker colours. I just think they look absolutely brilliant. I really do. And I love their hauling capacity. They're real brute, masculine locomotives, and you just see them pulling huge, heavy rakes of wagons, whether they be tankers or aggregates and stuff. They really are meaty locomotives. So I got this one, and if any of you saw my Westbury video, you would have actually seen that I actually did see this actual one parked up at Westbury. So I was a bit surprised. Unfortunately, I didn't get a real close-up personal view of it, but I did get to see it in the flesh nonetheless. The other thing, interestingly to note, is that the real 60044 doesn't actually have a Schenker on it. If you noticed it on my video, it actually just had DB on the side of it rather than the Schenker. So this is my last piece of rolling stock to show you. So we'll send that on a merry way. Let's send him on his merry way, let's go. So like I said, you can really see the difference between the standard speaker and the mega bass speaker in the horns. You can really tell. And there you go low. And off she goes. So welcome to my kitchen, and this week I've received this. I was contacted by a fellow YouTuber called Michael Lawrence, and I have spoken to him about doing this video, so he's perfectly okay with it, because I don't normally like to mention people's names until I spoke to them first, just in case they don't want to be mentioned or don't mind, you know. So I just wanted to ask, just as a courtesy thing more than anything else. Now, I've said this so many times in the past, I never sort of say to people, oh please send stuff or follow me and, you know, support the channel with anything. It's purely a case of, it's advert free, I don't make any money on it, and I try and do it for the love of the hobby, really. And I've been very fortunate that there are so many YouTubers out there who've been so kind and have thought of me to actually contact me and say, I have something for you that you might be interested in. So, as was the case with this parcel, like I said, many people have done it to me in the past, and I'm eternally grateful. Like I said, I don't ask and I don't expect. It's people contact me and think of me, and I'm touched by it, to be honest, and I'm very appreciative and grateful. So Michael Lawrence contacted me, and he basically gave me a brief outline and said to me, look, I've been following you for a little while, for some time now, and basically I have some bits here which I feel may be of some use to you. And just to give you a brief outline of Michael Lawrence, he's built a couple of layouts himself. He's also helped with building Fenwick TMD, which is a well-known exhibition layout, which I've had the privilege of actually seeing in the flesh. And also he's also helped with Warren Lane and also operates Warren Lane. Now, Warren Lane, again, is another famous exhibition layout which has been going on for donkeys, I think, and it's one of my favourite layouts actually, because it's just a huge container terminal, and I just loved it. And he's basically in the middle of rebuilding a new layout, and he says, I've got some bits here which you may be interested in, which are of no use to me anymore. So I sort of know what's in the box, but I haven't actually seen it. And like I said, the box is sealed. The only thing I've done with this box is just remove my name and address details. So I know what's in it. And like I said, once again, you know, I just, you know, the generosity of people is just immense, really, because I don't expect it. And for people to think of me and take time out of their day, I mean, I'm just grateful that people comment on my videos and actually watch my videos, you know. And like I said before, the reason why I do it is I do it for the love of the hobby. And it's nice that there's so many lovely people out there. I've received so much stuff from people. So let's see. Like I said, I have a rough idea of what's in the box. In fact, I do know what's in it, but Alan did also give me some stuff and tell me that I'm going to be sending you some stuff, and then there was additional bits in there, so you're never quite sure. So I opened this. It arrived, and I should also point out that he was kind enough to, he sent this out special delivery, which, you know, was ace. Unfortunately, I was working, so I've had to wait a few days before I could actually collect it. So I've actually picked this up this morning. And I kind of wanted to get it out of the box, but I didn't really want to do it until... So this is it here. Right, so that's... Now, he was a bit afraid that it might have arrived damaged, so just to say, Michael and his wife, your items have arrived safely. I do know what they are. Basically, it's to do with the container terminal, and it's also to do with the theme of today's video, which is rolling stock. I've been asking, well, not asking, but I did mention a little while ago that I was looking to get some cranes for the container terminal. And let's just pop this up a bit so you can actually see me a bit. There you go. So yeah. So I did actually say in my video a little while ago that I was looking at getting possibly some cranes for my container terminal. Obviously I've got the main crane that takes the containers off the train and puts them onto the truck. But there's also some, I think they're called con cranes, which basically take the containers off the truck and put them onto the actual floor without it touching the train until the train arrives, and then it gets moved on again. So it's that kind of thing. Now, he did say he scratch built this, which I'm always interested in scratch builds because I love scratch building myself. So this is the first one. I'm really excited now. Right, so that's got a bit of foam to represent, I don't know, maybe a container. So this is the first thing. So I think these things are called con cranes. I'm not sure. I'm sure I've heard. It's really weird. It's a really weird name. I'm not quite 100% sure. So basically, this is to sit on. To basically just take it off. It's another way of just basically taking the container off the lorry. If you want to just put it on the floor or whatever and just move it around, or you're just sorting them out or whatever. So he sent me this one, and which is so cool. Because I've been looking at buying one. I did mention this some time ago, and I sort of put it on the back burner. And in the end, this is what's turned up today. So that's really cool. So the next one is actually scratch built, he tells me, and and this looks really, really cool. From what I saw of the picture that he sent me, and it looks like it might have a little light or something on it. It's got a little beacon on it, which is quite. I haven't seen this. Right, okay, so let me just show you what it is. He said you might need to do something with it, but it's basically that. Now it's a bit loose in terms of, because what he seems to have done is there's a little light there, and it looks like if I turn this upside down carefully, the bottom of the container has been cut out, and there's a little battery pack just there to put a little battery in it. And basically that should light up the little light that's there, and then it basically transports it. So that is so cool. Yeah, that's wicked. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put both of them on there, because the thing is with these things is I knew that the size of them are quite big. And I haven't got a huge footprint on the container layout to be able to maybe have one or either two of them. But I know I do need one for the layout, because it just makes sense. You need it for the layout. So we're going to put it on the layout and see how it looks. So join me shortly. So here is, I don't know what to call it, to be honest. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. Somebody might be able to enlighten me. But this is how this particular mobile crane works. Basically, as represented here, is that my lorry and my Arctic, which as you can see the maritime on, basically goes through between the legs of the mobile crane, and it's basically then the crane just drops on top of the container and lifts the container off the lorry, and then the crane can then position the container wherever it needs to go. So basically that's kind of what I'm representing here in terms of on the layout, that the maritime lorry has just brought the crane in. He's now has brought the container in. He's now put it under the crane, and now the crane's going to lift it off. So that's how that is supposed to look. I will show you it from a different angle, and then I'll move you along in a minute to show you the other one. So here is another view of the crane. And as I pan you around, you can see that the lorry just slips in between the legs of the mobile crane, and then the crane moves into position and lifts the container off the actual Arctic lorry. And that's how it works. And then the Arctic lorry can then move out the way and park up and do whatever whilst the mobile crane moves the container into the position it needs to be in. So that just looks superb. That's just absolutely ace. The other crane is just here, and that's just moving into position as if it's possibly going to pick up that Samskip container. So that's how it's just positioned for now. I don't think it looks too bad. I probably do need, in all fairness, more of a footprint, but I do like it the way it is, and I like that there's a bit of height added to the layout because it was kind of lacking some height. So I've now got, I think, a complete sort of container terminal that looks pretty good. It just needs, like I say, needs the fencing and the detailing, basically, people, stuff like that. But the essentials are kind of here already, so I'm really pleased about that. So that's really cool. So hello everyone, and welcome back to me. I just wanted to sign off by saying thank you very much to the YouTube community. I mean, and in this occasion to Michael Lawrence and his wife for kindly sending me those 2 cranes, which are absolutely ace. Now the blue one is on the layout, especially. I think that makes more of an impact than the smaller red one. But I found a home for both of them, and I'm really pleased with them both. And once again, you know, I kind of feel, I've said this once before, I kind of feel that almost like the layout is almost like a YouTube layout, even though it's my layout, because so many people have donated things and contributed to the layout. And I'm ever so grateful for that. And it's great because I think it means more that people will send me stuff because they actually want to, and they've just come to me freely, and rather than sort of sit here and sort of say, oh, please sponsor my page and go to this Patreon page or whatever, and that kind of thing, it doesn't really do anything for me. And like I said, this isn't about money as such, this is about the hobby, and I thoroughly love this hobby, and YouTube has kind of brought another dimension to the hobby, and there's so many fellow YouTubers and many people that I've now met that are not just YouTubers, they're actually friends, and I'm really pleased to have additional friends which I've met along the way doing this hobby, and we share this common interest together. So I'm really appreciative for all those people who've contributed to my layout, to my life, and I'm just so grateful and appreciative of that. So thank you so much to all of you on YouTube. I do actually have one small thing to actually show you that isn't actually rolling stock related, that I actually forgot to mention. So bear with me a moment and I'll be right back. So something else that's turned up on the layout, which I actually forgot to mention, it isn't rolling stock related, however it is a new piece for the layout, is this building here, and this is basically an electrical relay room by Batman. It is 440026 for those of you interested, and let me just show you what it actually looks like. This is what it actually looks like out the box. It's a lovely little building. I've actually bought this building as a corner filler, and I also bought this building because I'm running a number of EMUs, and so obviously I needed some sort of substation sort of relay room, as they call it, relay building, I guess what they call it. I mean, it seems more of a building than a room, but that's how they call it. So I wanted to have this on the corner, and also so it can kind of fit in with my EMUs that I do run here at Mildenhall. So that really is the final additional piece to show you. And like I said, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been interesting for you as it has been for me, because I've thoroughly enjoyed making it. And until the next time, which to be truthful with you, I'm not entirely certain when that's going to be, because I'm scheduled my operation on next Wednesday, and so I don't know if there's going to be a video before then or how soon after. So you might not hear anything from me for a little while, I'm not sure. But I'm still hoping to attend some exhibitions, so that's what I'm hoping to do. Whether it all pans out, who knows? But we shall see. So until the next time, and I've also got another project to talk about as well on my next video, hopefully, which I'll do a video on. But like I said, until the next time, it's goodbye from Mildenhall, and thank you for watching and taking the time to watch it. So goodbye, my fellow YouTubers. Bye for now.